Hey folks, welcome to Seawaywhiskywire. I am back with another first impression video and back with another Macaloney's release from the Peat Project. This time they are using Islay Peat in an ex-bourbon cask. So go watch the intro, come on back, we'll pop the top and I'll share my thoughts. Stick around, guys. Well, hey folks, thanks for coming back after the intro. I'm Tyler, and tonight at the bar, we are taking a look at the most recent release of Macaloney's The Peat Project, this time using Islay Peat in an ex-bourbon cask. And I gotta give a big shout out and a big thanks to Macaloney's for sending this over to the channel for me to take a look at. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it, and really appreciate that you flipped it over to me so fast. This literally came out just a couple of weeks ago, guys, so I'm really excited to get into this release. I spoke very highly of their previous release there, of Macaloney's The Peat Project. This one here that I reviewed here, Sugar Kelp Washington Peat, one of my absolute favorites coming from Macaloney's. So I can only imagine what the Islay Peat and this bourbon cask is going to do to the distillate. But yeah, let's get into the overview of this particular release, and then we'll get in and pop the top and give you guys my first impressions of this release. So Macaloney's The Peat Project, Islay Peat, using Islay Peat coming from the island of Islay, and it's matured in an ex-bourbon cask, single malt Canadian whiskey. And it comes in with ABV stamp of 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, no color added, just the way we like it, folks. The barley is smoked to a ppm level of 54, and you know what? It states radio on the packaging, which again, I love. And the barley, locally sourced out of British Columbia, and the distillate is matured by the sea close by the distillery, which is very, very cool indeed. Again, they sent over a bottle of the Sugar Kelp Washington Peat, and I am trying to try this release here because that last one, like I said before, was very, very good, almost to the level of excellent. So we'll see what comes out of this one. But you know what? I'm stoked to get into it. Let me just kind of pry the little thing here, and we'll get to hopefully not editing this out. There we go. Get a little cork pop on this release of Macaloney's. Oh, beautiful cork pop. Set that down, give it a chance to kind of acclimate and aerate there. Beautiful packaging again, just like the previous release. And all Macaloney's, you know, there's so much transparency on the packaging here. Again, you're getting the alcohol statement of 46% ABV, 54 ppm on the scale, on the ppm scale. This was bottle number 229 of 270, so right at the tail end there of the run there for them. And it was bottled on looks like March of 2025. So very, very cool indeed. Give you a nice rundown of the distillery, give you a nice rundown of the notes, and I am very, very pleased that they do that, and they really treat the whiskey drinker with dignity and respect. So thank you guys over there at Macaloney's for that. I can't stand it anymore, guys. I can smell it in the bar here. It is just got my mouth watering. Let's take a look at the liquid here and see what we're dealing with. Liquid, I would say, is a kind of a copper, maybe a darker gold color there. No age statement on this particular release from Macaloney's, but I know they are using good quality casks in there. I'm not too sure, and maybe I'm going to put a picture up in the video here. What I'll do is I'll pour a dram of the Sugar Kelp Washington Peat, put it next to it. I am pretty sure this is a little bit darker than the previous release there, but maybe, you know, different bourbon cask or whatnot, maybe a bit of age to it. You know, I'm not really too sure, but I'll put a picture up and have a look at it. Let's get on to the nose and see what we can get out of this release here. Again, Macaloney's Island Distillery, the Peat Project, smoked in-house using Islay Peat, then matured in an ex-bourbon cask. On the nose. Oh man. I think if you blindfolded me, I just definitely put this as an Islay Scotch. Not to take away from anything with Macaloney's, it's just, you know, kudos. And you know, last time I got very excited that we had some Canadian impact there with that Sugar Kelp, and then some North American impact with that Washington State Peat in there. And I was very excited that we're doing it in Canada. I'm very excited that this is released in Canada. This is just fabulous on the nose. Right off the get-go, you get those medicinal notes. Almost reminiscent of a Lafroig. Maybe a little bit reminiscent of like a Lagavulin too. Sweet nose after that, into some vanilla. Some vanilla cream in there too, some maltiness. Honey, apples. Very earthy at the end there too. Fruity. Cooked apples, cooked pears. A little bit of grilled pineapple in there too, maybe. Very nice. All right. Well, I am ready to indulge myself in this release of Macaloney's and get on to the taste of the first impressions. Again, just a fresh bottle pop on this one, and they were nice to send this over to the channel for me to take a look at. And now I'm sharing with you guys. Here's my first impressions. So, cheers to your health, and let's see what it brings on the palate. I'm gonna have to do a face-off of these two in the future. Number one, beautiful mouthfeel, oily. If you didn't tell me, I would think it was from Islay. I would think it was from Scotland. Excellent job, Macaloney's, again on this one. No abrasiveness, no bitterness. Lots of, I think it feels like there's a little bit more of a peat impact on this one than the other one. That's kind of why I want to do that face-off, and I will do that face-off in the near future. Right at the get-go, very reminiscent of like a Lefroy. It's got that medicinal peat, ashy peat, campfire burned out by the ocean. With that bit of iodine note in it there too. And then you get into this nice kind of seaweed, briny note, salty note. And then we get into those vanillas. I'm gonna go for more sip. Like, I don't know if this is sold out yet or not. If it isn't, go buy a bottle of it, because if you like Islay Peat, if you like Islay Scotch, don't even watch the rest of this video. Just go buy it. I'll put the information down below. So yeah, that medicinal, earthy campfire note of peat into that briny, salty sea breeze. We're getting some vanillas in there. We got some honey in there too. I get a little bit of cough drop, like almost just like a Hall's like menthol cough drop there, menthol eucalyptus cough drop. And then the back end, this nice little trail of bitterness, not caused by the cask or that. It's just kind of this like kind of tail off of bitterness, and it's really probably from, I guess it would have to be from the casking. It's that bit of oak to it there, but it's not like overly bitter, but it's just this nice little bit, but it gives it some length. And then right behind that is this kind of ashiness of the peat kind of trailing back into the equation, and it just kind of dampers off. Very warming dram, lovely dram, very oily. And I'm gonna go for one more sip because I just got it, guys. I just got it. Like, for those of you who think I'm enjoying this way too much, I am. Not gonna beat around the bush with it. Yeah. I love the fact that Macaloney's is doing stuff like this. I love the fact that they just keep turning out innovative picks like this. I'd love to try something like this with a different cask finish. Like, I know they've done some stuff with sherry. I know they've done some stuff with some other wines and whatnot. But to highlight the distillate like this is just excellent. It just gives you so much more kind of body and depth, and it's just really the peat impacting the distillate. I mean, against that, and I'm gonna have to shoot it out against it just to see, but I'm pretty sure, the cask influence on this is different than the cask influence on this other one here. More, the other one I found was more creamy, more sweet, had more vanilla and caramel notes in it. I get that here, but it's much more reminiscent of that briny note, that sea breeze note, that Scotch, Islay Scotch note, and I really enjoy this one. Am I gonna put this one above that one? Too close to call at this moment, but I'm leaning more towards this Islay Peat for sure, folks. I'll put their information down below. Go check them out if there's still bottles left. Again, I got they sent me bottle number 229 of 270. So if there is some out there left in the wild, there ain't very many of them. But anyways, good job, Macaloney's. Keep up the good work, and beautiful release again in the Peat Project with this Islay Peat Ex-Bourbon cask release. Thank you very much for sending it over the channel for me to take a look at. And if you guys like what we're doing here at seawaywhiskywire, you guys know the drill. Like and subscribe down below. And hey, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at seawaywhiskywire for more content. And if you guys are still hanging around this long in the video, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Love trying out some cool, innovative stuff coming out of a beautiful, excellent craft distillery out in British Columbia. Inviting you guys to Sip the North and keep that trend going there. I'll be placing that on anything we do for Canadian whiskey here on the channel. But yeah, go Sip the North, go try a Canadian distillery, go try Macaloney's, go try something from the Peat Project if you haven't, because if you like your peat, you're gonna love this. And that goes without saying for anybody out there from any country. If you like your peat, you need to check out Macaloney's The Peat Project, any release they've got. Well guys, that about wraps it up. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. I know I enjoyed the dram, so I'm gonna go finish this one and maybe have another one, dare I say it, out on the back deck. It's just starting to kind of rain here in the Seaway, so it's a good night for it. So cheers, take care, all the best, and I'll see you around. Bye for now, guys.